All right, so we're going to look at Miata again. I know you guys haven't actually seen any of the other ones, but this is like our 10th time going Miata hunting. We're looking at 2 today, like normal. We're taking the Mustang this time, and we're probably gonna leave with 0. Well, we didn't get the first Miata. Now we're on our way to Miata number 2. Okay. All right, and we're pulling up to the local lemonade stand in the Mustang. Logan decided to floor it, and so now we're all covered in lemonade. But we're here at the Miata. We're gonna go check it out. We finally actually got one. We actually got a Miata. We're going home to pick up the F-250, and then we're gonna come back and tow this thing home. It has rod knock, and it's kind of a piece of shit. But you know what? Fuck it. Who cares? We got a car. So we picked up the F-250. And right now we're driving over to U-Haul to grab a trailer, and then we can get a stupid piece of shit Miata. Here's the Miata. I'll show you more later. Brakes are locked up and we gotta push it to the trailer now. All right, so here's the Miata in the daylight. Basically, we have to take the motor out, rebuild it so that it can work, because right now it's locked up. But hopefully we'll get that done pretty soon, and then we can drive this thing. All right, so we're gonna get started taking the engine out of this thing today. We're gonna start by taking this hood off. Hood's off, now I'm gonna take the valve cover off. Next, we have to drain the radiator down here. All right, here comes the coolant, let off the hose, and then we can go ahead and get this radiator out, hopefully. Fucking, this kid just caught some random ass cat.
Bro, it's
now
not
he's
random.
holding it.
No, it's a
no one knows where
family
it came
friend.
from.
Shut
Raggedy
the fuck
cat.
up.
All right, the radiator's out, and now we're gonna go ahead and get the headers out. So we're getting the headers off. I couldn't get the last bolt on the heat shield, and so it was still in the way. But
we can get
I got a hammer, so that's okay. It's out of the way now. So Miata exhausts suck. It's stupid. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna take the intake off, and then we're gonna take the head off, and we'll slide it over, and then we can take the exhaust off when the motor's out. So we're taking stuff apart on this intake right now, and look at that, dude. Keep in mind, this is a Mazda Miata, and that's a Mitsubishi logo. This is proof that every Mitsubishi is better than every Mazda ever made. All right, so it's day 2. We've been out here for about an hour, but I forgot to record. Just taking off little things. We got the top intake bolts off. We're about to get the alternator out so we can get the bottom ones. And then he's working on some of the bottom transmission bolts right now.
I can't get in there.
So we looked at a video and it said we have to turn the motor over to get the bolt out for the power steering pump, but the motor's locked up, so we can't really turn it over.
It also
so now I'm gonna go ahead and just cut it with a knife instead. All right, so a little update. I got the timing cover off, and now I'm going to start taking this little timing belt here off. That might take a minute, but it'll come off. All right, and the timing belt is off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these. Actually, I don't think I have to take those gaming gears off. So now we'll undo the head.
So right now I'm just finishing unscrewing the head bolts, and this fucking guy is mixing his hot cocoa with a screwdriver.
It's good now. Motherfucker. All right. Oh, fuck. Oh, the headers.
The fucking head bolt.
Well, it is still the head bolt. All right. We got the head out. It's off. So, I got this badass stick. We're here working on the Miata, but I got this fucking cool ass stick, dude. And now we're gonna try and get the engine out. So right now we are working on getting the exhaust out of this thing, and I need him to take off that O2 sensor right there.
I have to go back.
And we finally got it out. You gotta wiggle him.
Well, it's also...
All right, so it's nighttime now. And yes, I came here a lot of time ago. We've been working on this one bolt. It got completely rounded and we just couldn't get it off. It sucked, but we got this little set from AutoZone, and finally we got it loose. Oh, I literally can't believe this. We've been doing this for so long. Here's the set. If you ever have a rounded bolt, pick these things up, man. I mean, spiral bolt extractor set. Awesome. So there's just 3 more engine bolts in, or engine mount bolts in. So now we're gonna get the hoist up here, lift it up a little, and then take the last bolts out, and this engine should come right out. All right, all the bolts are out. We did forget this one hose right here, but we're gonna get that out, and then hopefully it'll come off the transmission without too many issues. So we went and got some pry bars, and you can see that it's basically off of this thing. Man. And just like that, they are separated. So we're gonna finish lifting this thing out real quick, and then we have a motorless Miata. All right, so the engine is out. It's dark, but tomorrow we're gonna start taking it apart and figuring out what parts we need to order for it. All right, we're back here this morning, and we're gonna finish taking this engine apart now, figuring out what all it needs. We're gonna start by taking this whole clutch assembly off. So here's the clutch and pressure plate off, and you can see these things have gotten really, really hot. I mean, that's insane. Now we're just gonna go ahead and take this junk off the side. So we went ahead and brought the engine to my house, and because that little air compressor wasn't enough, so we got my big one back there, and we're gonna start taking this apart. So we got the harmonic balancer off and the last bit of the timing cover. Now we're gonna go ahead and get all this crap off. Now that we have all that out, we're gonna go ahead and drop this oil pan out. So we just got the oil pan off, and so far this is what we found in there. The rod bearing and the little screw pin thing. So yeah, it's fucked. But good thing we are gonna do a rebuild, I guess.
About what week?
All right, well, we found the bottom of the rod too, inside of this plate. So now we're gonna get this off and look at the rest of it. Here's where that's supposed to go. So right here, you can see the one that came apart, and now I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of this stuff off. All right, so I got all of those out. They're falling while we go ahead and hammer the crank out with a very soft hammer. But now we are going to, this is my very soft hammer, but we're gonna finish getting this out, and then we'll look at the rods and everything and see how everything looks. So all we've got holding it in right now is this one little rod. It just doesn't wanna let go.
Up there more. Oh, grab. Out.
All right, set it on the ground, grab the next one.
Have you recording all of this?
Yep. Next one.
No focusing. Camera ass, man.
Here's the fuck one.
Up.
Trying.
Up.
It's kind of fucking.
Stop. Upper. More hammer. Bitch.
So you can see the difference. This rod is just completely sideways. It's not supposed to be sideways. You know, you sent it a little too hard when the bearing melts on to the crankshaft. Like, what the fuck? All right, so we got everything taken apart now. We're working on getting parts, but in a few days, maybe a week or so, we should have the engine put back together, and we'll start putting it in the car. So subscribe to see those videos in the future.